got to get out. Yeah, you're doing too much, and I don't approve of any of it. So it got to go. Well, we will get this party started momentarily here. Let me see. Let's get this party started. Give me just a second. Let me kick the dog out, and we will get this thing going. Michelle's here. That's What's the mother fluffing deal? I need to cancel that. That don't look at something. So what's up, everybody, man? It's been a minute. My apologies. Sometimes I get too big for my britches. So I was switching stuff over, crashed, lost some stuff. It was taking several days. I was trying to do this on a different operating system, and instead of just dual booting my PC so I could have, the Windows stuff I need and then doing it on different, it just turned into a big clusterfuck. But it's all good. Everything's good to go now. Everything's organized as it should be. So this evening, because there is a major event on the horizon, I don't think people realize exactly what's going on, right? And I think people need to pay more attention. A lot of people are going to dismiss this as nothing. But tomorrow, YouTube is going to start this new policy and I wanted to stream before this policy happens just in case of the significant changes. I don't know how drastic it's going to be, but as a precautionary measurement, right? So tomorrow, they're going to start using AI to identify, I didn't get any damn napkin. They're going to start using AI to identify accounts that they believe are under 18. So depending on what you're watching, some of you might let your kids use your accounts, and that's going to be a key factor, I believe, for a lot of people who are like, well, I'm a grown up, and you let your kids get on your account and they don't pay attention, they just get to watch the shit on your shit. There'll be a lot of kiddie shit. They're going to start requiring you to have an ID, right? They're going to start requiring you to use identification to determine whether or not you're an adult. And maybe not for some of you, but for me, This is a big no-go. This is a big red flag. It's the biggest of red flags, right? These are bigger than red flags than some of you women have in here. But again, some of you guys may be, oh, it's no big deal. I'm gonna upload my ID to YouTube. It's no big deal. I'm gonna upload my ID to Spotify, which is crazy. The Spotify one is the craziest one to me. But I mean, you just gotta look at a couple of things. One of those things being like, why are all of these platforms all of a sudden? I mean, it wasn't a thing maybe a month ago, and then all of a sudden, all these major platforms start deciding we're gonna start using ID for verification. You got to look at some of the deals that have recently been made with this administration. Certain companies that have been given huge contracts, companies who are in certain industries of identification, verification, companies who track you, right? And it's not about having nothing to hide. It's not about, being nervous. It's just in the land of the free. And if you're still using that phrase, you're a dumbass. This is no longer the land of the free. This hasn't been the land of the free in quite some time. So if you're still using that, I know some people lean this way and lean that way. I know a lot of people have a lot of love for this country. Not saying you can't love this country for what it may have been, but you're not going to like what this country is becoming, right? What it used to be and what it's going to become are two different things, okay? I ain't ate, well, did I eat today? I did eat a little bit early. But anyway, what it's going to become and what it used to be, this country's going to be two different things, right? We're now in a state of constant surveillance. I mean, everything you do, they've been tracking you online for the longest. And it's all about money, honestly, right? Because the average citizen isn't doing shit. The average citizen is going to work, coming home, watching a bunch of bullshit television, surfing on the internet, at night, doing ungodly things, putting themselves to sleep. That's what your average citizen is doing. But now, certain changes are coming. And I'm not gonna lie, it's not all just about money. It's about the people who really run this country. And if you think that America is ran by Americans, well, it's a lot of things we need to talk about in the Discord tonight. Also, I believe Discord is gonna be participating in some of this behavior. So I've already taken steps and measurements, precautionary steps and measurements to avoid some of these things. So in the links in the description on this video, I have alternative platforms that if Discord does start doing this, that I'm going to be using. I have a link to the Kick YouTube, or not YouTube, but the Kick Den Show channel. I'm going to start going to Kick. Probably going to start doing streams over here, depending on up until the point that they ask me for my ID if they ever do. There's no reason they should. This channel's been up for a significant amount of time, especially many years it's been around. It makes no sense to ask that kind of question. I think I even had the email before that. But if it ever happens, then I will probably no longer be using or utilizing this. There are several other platforms I have been looking into. I know people have mentioned Rumble. I want to say I have a Rumble account. Maybe not. I know I had like an Odyssey account. And some of these will allow you to take all your videos from YouTube and automatically upload them over there. So again, all the old content should still be available. I'm going to be doing that tonight after the stream. So I'll be in the Discord, chopping it up with y'all while I'm in the Discord. I will be moving content to other platforms. And I know a lot of you, oh, Hunter, you're fear-mongering, you're this and that. No, I mean, there's just a point where you can't make it too easy, right? And it's just, we talk about 1984, we talk about rights, we talk about all these things. Well, you got to fight to keep the rights that you once had. So the links to all the other Den Show platforms will be in the thing. Like I said, the Kick. Revolt is a platform that's like Discord. It's the platform that's most like Discord. There's another platform I may use too that's decentralized. So there's really no overseer who says what you can and can't say. Because let's be honest, especially with the advent of AI, if AI is tracking this video, they're reading what I'm saying verbatim, word for word, right? And it can easily, give you real-time captions. If I wanted to put that setting on, it wouldn't be difficult, right? And it would be fairly accurate. So if they're doing that on, YouTube videos, of course, they can put it in these different platforms. They can scan everything relatively quickly. If you use any type of AI, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, any of these things, then you're more than aware of the ability of these things, because you can put in half a novel and it's going to process that in a matter of seconds and give you some sort of you know, some sort of response, right? Right? And hold on 1 second. Just a second. And it'll give you some sort of response, right? And so I'm just taking the precautionary measures because I do enjoy the community in which we have built. I do enjoy the interactions in which we do have, the conversations that we do have, and the fact that we've got to know each other, and to be able to keep that going without you guys having to be in a situation where you feel compromised, right? Because the beauty of the internet has always been that you have been able to, whether you want to put yourself out there or not, you want to be anonymous or not, to be able to comment on things going on socially without everybody being in your business. But now everybody wants to know all of your business. So I'm gonna give you a couple of reasons why this is taking place. I'm gonna show you some stuff in a second, and we'll take some calls maybe later on, depending on how long we stream today. One, the big I, right? And I'm not talking about the big I, but we might as well call it the big I. If you notice, depending on what platforms you use, right? I noticed this maybe about a year or so ago up until this point, especially on maybe a year plus, maybe even longer than that, on the TT platform, that there was a lot of open dialogue and a lot of open conversation about the tiny hats and the genuine nature of those people, right? And the genuine behavior of those people and what they do and how they're implemented, how ingrained they are into the American government, right? And that should scare you. If you haven't done any research on that, if you haven't even there's still a little bit of content. Starting like last week, I noticed a big change on the TT platform. And then also, that's part of the reason why they wanted to get rid of the TT here in America, because a lot of that information, the fact that you can connect with people from other countries and getting a genuine dialogue, a genuine conversation about what's going on in America, because we love, that's part of the propaganda, right? That's part of the American propaganda. Like, and what rights do we have in America that make us that much freer than anybody else? And I want you to seriously think about that. I want you to seriously consider it. And, can you tell me that? Can anybody really say that we have at this point in this current day that we have more rights now than we had at any point in time? I don't know, see what's going on with this thing. But I would say no. I would say that we don't have any, there's nothing that makes us freer than Canadians. There's nothing that makes us freer than anybody else. We talk about the freedom of choice, but we don't, right? Because the freedom of speech, that no longer exists. There have been several bills that have been put into play that say, hey, if you criticize the big I, then there will be fines. If you criticize the big I, there will be jail time. Why? Why is that? If we are the land of the free, where we can say what we want to, freedom of speech, we can burn an American flag. But if you burn that little starry blue flag, well, there's going to be consequences, right? Why is that? And I'm not telling you that you should hate these people. I'm just telling you do research. The fact that they're so deeply ingrained in this thing, it has to make you question things. And it's a reason why certain historical events have taken place. It's a reason why, things have gone the way they are. But then it's also a reason why they have so much leverage over our government officials. Even here in Texas, like, it bothers me. Like, as much as I love the state of Texas and what it once was, I've been saying for years, Hot Wheels ain't shit. And again, I lean conservative, right? If you are conservative, I am independent, but I lean more conservative on certain issues. But even with that, I'm starting to fall back, because it's just, you got to look at the people that you vote into play, right? And you get this guise of you have a choice. It's one loser or another loser. It's all about money for everybody. And they're all sitting in their office laughing and giggling once they get off the cameras, and they play beef and they play war and all that, because there's never any consequences for the elected officials. And they do more dirt, they do more damage, they do more harm than anybody. They do more harm than the killers, they do more harm than the drug dealers, they do more harm than the abusers, than anybody, by sitting in their office with the stroke of a pen. But if they're telling you that I can't criticize somebody in a foreign country here in America, that has to make you think. That has to make you wonder, why is that? How much money are they putting in your pockets as a politician to say that I, a constituent, am not allowed to criticize somebody that probably shouldn't even be in this country in the first place, right? Like, if we're going to treat everybody, we're talking about getting rid of this, that, and the third, what makes them any more special than the next? But because that trend has happened so much, people call it the either not the Great Awakening. They call it the Great. They call it the Great Recognition or something like that. They've been calling it the Great Awareness, something like that. I mean, it's been an influx from Instagram to TikTok to all these other platforms where this conversation about the tiny hats has exploded. The history has come out. We can talk about the history. We can talk about world wars. We can talk about things that, what we've been told, because history is written by the victors, right? There's a reason why we talk about the Second World War more than the first one. We can get into that conversation. That might be more of a Discord conversation if y'all want to have that later on tonight. But either way, all of this comes down to restricting your rights, to having a way to know who's saying what, because now we want to be able to identify who is making these criticisms, who is posting this content, who is behind these statements. Like what is the AI going to use to determine age, right? Who's to tell you that there's not been an implementation, say, hey, if you see people who are posting this, and this kind of content, that they need to be identified. It would have to be, I was gonna say Lululemon, that's not kitty content. I was gonna say it doesn't have to be Coco Melon and all this other kitty shit that the kids watch. It could be something of interesting, factual backing, but because it goes against the grain with the narrative that wants to be pushed in this country. And again, why is it only in this country? Why are we doing the dirt? Why are we doing the dirty work? It's almost like the Ninja Turtles, right? It's almost like the Ninja Turtles where, what was that, the thing, Krang, the brain, I think, that had that big body. I can't remember the bodysuit's name or whatever it was, but Krang, and it used to be controlled by the brain. No, that little brain might have been Krang, whatever it was, right? And it controlled this big body. That's what it feels like the big I is doing to America. We do all the dirty work, we take the brunt of it. And what will happen is we'll get thrown into another detrimental situation of worldwide epic proportions. And, the blame will be on us. We'll be the ones who have to deal with it, right? Because it's not something we want. I don't think most Americans, unless you're a little lopsided in the head, a little throw it off in the mind, really want war. People don't want dead bodies, whether you support it or you disagree with it, whatever you're on, right? I don't think most Americans want to support violence or going to war or any of that, right? Let me see something going on here, because I see, oh, that's the old one. No, let me see what's going on here. Okay. Yeah. Oh, my bad. Oh, see, I don't know why the chat ain't showing up on my end. I had to get on my phone. I knew something wasn't right. Shout out to, Michelle. Shout out to the lovely Miss Sarah Lou. Shout out to AB. Shout out to the lovely Miss K Grace. Crane the Brain. Yeah, and I had to get on my phone. So my apologies if I wasn't recognizing, if I wasn't speaking to y'all. I didn't mean to be dismissive. I just knew something was going on. Show me all messages. I don't want top messages. And so I agree. You should not give out your identification. And again, if y'all didn't hear me earlier, I do have backups for everything. Like I said, I will be getting on other platforms, because I would not advise y'all, and again, I love to keep this community together. I would never advise you to do so. I would never advise you to give up your information. But they want to be able to track who's talking about the tiny hats, who's putting out this information. If you look at the boards and you look at the people that have been brought in for information security and to handle this, they're all from the same place. They all have ties to a certain country's security forces, military, and all of that. But yet somehow they're on the boards of these American companies in high up positions, and they're in charge of censorship. That has to be concerning. That has to make you wonder what's truly going on, what's really behind it. Because this is not a coincidence. They're on at TikTok now. TikTok wasn't even an American company, right? But again, like I say, the narrative has changed over there, especially because a lot of the content, they're going to want your driver's license. That's the idea they're requiring. You're going to have to upload a driver's license, a credit card, or, and when people say, oh, it's the driver's license, or I'll get a fake ID, or I'll do that. A lot of these times, I don't know if you've ever done anything requiring finances, some of these crypto sites, things like that. When you do the identification, they make you take a selfie either with your ID, or they do the thing where you got to turn your head, such and such like that. I saw a neat trick. Somebody used one of the Sims. They got on the Sims and they did that. They did like a little thing, because if you ever played the Sims 4, I play it on occasion. Yes, Don't judge me. And if you do judge me, fuck you. But when you're doing your creative sim, you can turn, them left and right, because a lot of these places, when they want you to turn your head this way. They want you to turn your head that way. Even if you're trying to do like DoorDash verification, if you're a dasher or something like that, because so many people were using the accounts that they want you to verify. You turn your head this way, turn your head that way. They're scanning you. And aside from the idea that they're pushing this narrative as, oh, we're doing this to protect the kids. Well, if it's to protect the kids, protect the children, ban children under 15, ban children under 18 from using the internet. Ban the kids, right? Don't make the adults have to continue to do whatever they have to do. But here's the thing. What people don't realize, I'm a Xennial, I guess they call them Xennial. I'm in that borderline between Generation X. I know people say, oh, the millennials started right about that. Like, look, I don't consider myself a full-blown millennial. A lot of millennials are weird as fuck. Like, and I'm not going to use the term elder millennial. I'm an elder millennial. That's the weirdest shit. I am on that brink of Gen X. I have respect. I got nothing but love for Gen X and, that early millennial, because we're in that little grasp of the people who were actually outside and still were able to embrace the technology. Like when the technology started coming, look, we were of the LimeWire generation. It ain't going to be nothing to me to put on my skull and bones cap and get back out there and get to, hey, finding other ways to get this content. Because what's going to happen is you have all these streaming services, you have all these other platforms. The content is out there. They doubt the willingness of so many people to go and find either additional content that isn't on YouTube, if it's on a different platform, if it's able to be pirated, if it's able to be what. Don't be surprised when they start seeing these companies are going to lose money, right? For the sake of trying to protect this other fucking country or these other people's identity that ain't got shit to do with us. But again, we came from that generation of burning. We came from the generation of LimeWire and Napster. It ain't nothing to go back. And if you look at certain, that's when you quit Uber. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you would know about medication at the clinic. I'm about to call you Michelle. But like, we came from that generation. We're not gonna, hey, go buy your DVD burner, go back to the old ways. Go buy a DVD. With the quickness, I'll go buy a fucking DVD player. With the quickness, I will go back and buy a CD burner. They're making new Walkmans. They're making new Walkmans with speakers integrated in them. They're making new CD players because people see this coming. Like, and the kids aren't going to know how to work it. What is this? But it's going to be right. Like, the world is coming back to that generation, the Generation X, early millennial generation. It's coming back. And when I see people talking about pirating, the video games, they're talking about Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to require ID verification. This is a mass conspiracy against the people because they're taking all these popular platforms and trying to gather your identification, right? Do you know how quickly, and it may not be online, multiplayer may not, but do you know how quickly that there are people who will find ways to circumvent these problems, right? There will be ways to obtain accounts that can circumvent these problems. You may have to pay a couple of bucks, but hey, I'd rather pay a couple of dollars for an already proven account than to have my identifying information out there. And the reason also, not just because you shouldn't be knowing who I am, what I am, because I want to have a little bit of anonymity on the internet, is because, especially, I already told y'all, stop using Gmail. Anything that's free, you are the product. So stop using Gmail, pay for an email account. I would recommend, I get one through Namecheap, because I get all my domains through Namecheap. I buy all my domains through Namecheap. I should have put a thing on here for y'all. After the stream, I'll put a link on there. I get on mine through Namecheap. You can buy private emails through Namecheap, and there's other platforms. Or if you don't want to pay for one, go to protonmail.com and get you a free email. It's private. It's secure. I mean, just use the Proton. If you don't want to pay for one and you want one that's relatively secure, they're not reading your emails. They're not reading all your information. And they can say it may not be a person directly, but this AI information, the AI era, and you got to understand, this is what they've released to us, right? So they have way more. But they've been reading your shit. You ever look at, especially if you're a Google user, you look at your shit and you see how there's ads always relevant to whatever it is that your email is talking about. What do you think? Why do you think that is? But again, I say all this to say it's not even about a fear of what you're doing or whatever. We just talked about that T app a couple of weeks ago. Poor security. All those women's identifications got leaked. So they thought they had some anonymity. And hey, everybody has the right to talk shit on the internet. I talk shit on the internet and I put my face on my damn profiles. Everybody should have the right to talk. If you need to vent a little bit. I like trolling. I troll the fuck out of people on the internet. I make it a hobby and I enjoy it. They get real pissed off and I don't care. But all those people they thought they had the security and the safety of because they want to be so nosy, getting on that T app, talking all that shit, and then getting exposed. Then all the stupid bitches ran after it got exposed. That well, it's safe now. They got exposed twice. Stupid shit. So if these companies can't keep your information together, what just happened? Facebook got hacked. I want to say this was like a couple of months of Facebook and some other platform. I think Facebook, Apple, and somewhere else, right? Companies you pay money to are getting hacked and they can't keep your information safe. These places cannot keep your IDs safe. They're going to store your information. Some say, oh, we're only going to keep it for a couple of days. How do you know? Some say, oh, we're going to keep it for the lifetime of thing. We don't read terms and conditions. You don't know, right? So they don't keep this information safe. They get hacked. Now you're on the dark web. People using these IDs for God knows what. They're opening up accounts in your names. They're stealing your house deeds. They're coming to your house, kidnapping. Well, some people. I had a whole story I was going to go into. But anyway, they're doing all kind of off-the-wall shit because these people cannot protect your information. These people who know what's going on behind, they don't participate in this shit, right? Who was it? Steve Jobs or whatever said he wouldn't let his kids have an iPhone, have a cell phone, but he'll sell it to you. He'll sell it to your kids, right? Because they know what's really going on. I guarantee most people that work at Google don't use Gmail. I'm willing to guarantee most people who work at Google or have close ties to Google do not use Gmail. So my thing is, you have to take active precaution in protecting yourself. This is just like when the demic was going on, right? And people were running and doing ignorant shit just because they told you to. I believe there will be a lot of people who won't think anything of, oh, well, I don't got nothing to hide on the internet. I really love YouTube. Let me just upload my. There's going to be enough monkeys who are going to do it without a second thought that the companies are going to think things are okay for a little bit, but you're going to start seeing more fallout. I guarantee the hackers are salivating. They're salivating, waiting for all of this identification, all this information to be put up so they can go ahead and break into it and put all your business on the dark web. Because again, these companies cannot protect you. The government, who was it? I don't know if you know, the federal court system just got hacked the other day, right? There's a program. I can't remember the name of the program, but it's where they basically all the legal information, the federal information on federal cases got hacked, and information got changed. A lot of federal informants' information got leaked. You know, these people can't protect you. They can't save you. They can't help you. If somebody wants to get at you, they cannot save you, right? And so they use this guy. I don't care if it's the government. I don't care who it is, the enforcement. I don't care who it is. They can't save you. They just offer you these false promises and, you know, to stroke their own egos because they're not participating in these behaviors. They're not participating in these systems, but they'll put you in it because you're the cattle. Right? You're the product. So you have to wake up and recognize what's going on, right? I'm absolutely not rethinking my internet footprint. I don't give a fuck. The Napster. Now look, if anybody got some issues with me, tell them come on with it. But again, lovely Miss Sarah Lou, how are you? So my thing is, Heidi's here. I'm gonna be honest. All of this started, this whole downfall from the tiny hats, this ID, this all started because of Heidi. It all started years ago in the den because of Heidi, and she started when the den was at its peak. She sowed little seeds of dissent into all the viewers who were watching, and it spread. It just spread amongst the internet, and it's just she's the reason. So let's blame Heidi. Man, that's some Marco's. It's good. It's that Marco's New York style pizza. It's not bad. We got like a little deal going on. And then I had a free cheesy bread. I ain't tasted cheesy bread yet, but you know I fucks with the Marco's. They don't support their streaming anyway, so I'm taking that back. I don't know whose pizza this is. But no. But again, links in the descriptions. Like I said, I'm gonna probably start, if things start getting greasy, like this pizza on on YouTube, Kick/Den Show Live. Like I said, I'm still going to use Discord as long as Discord is not implementing that, but they will be soon. Again, they're on the list because there's a list of them. I know it's Spotify, Discord, YouTube, a couple other platforms, because they're already doing it in Europe. And I've said years ago, look at what they're doing in Europe, look at what they're doing in England, and then watch what they're going to start doing here in America. It's no longer the land of the free, right? In England, people get arrested. People get arrested for memes, for posting memes. The cops will come to your house and arrest you for posting memes. The cops will come to your house and arrest you for dead naming a tranny. You call a tranny who calls herself Larissa, and her name used to be fucking Larry, you're going to jail. You're going to jail now. Like, it's crazy. Like, this the world you want to live in? I don't know if you guys are how familiar with games and certain things, but I'm telling you what's about to happen. This is Cyberpunk 2025. Right? And there's going to be a divide. And that divide is going to be between certain groups of people, right? If you're going to want to be among the populace where you feel comfortable, there's going to be the sheep. They're going to be the everyday sheep, the same people are the sheep who ran and got plugged up with the stuff that they didn't know what it was and are having the illnesses now. And I'm not saying don't go get it, don't go, but do your due diligence on anything you do. Have an informed decision. I'm not going to here to tell you, you need to do this, you need to do that. If you want to give your ID to YouTube, I wouldn't do it. But hey, if that's what you choose to do, understand that there is a litany of consequences that can come behind that, right? But if that's what you choose to do, more power to you, right? Hold on one second. There's a litany of consequences that can come from that. So all I'm saying is, what I've done to keep the Den community alive is I've just taken some precautionary measures. So if something happens on the Discord, if something happens with this channel, if it comes to a point where I see people heavily getting ID requests, then I'm going to relocate everything to a certain platform. There's a new platform they got called Player. And basically a lot of people are uploading their YouTube content there because what you can do is just put your channel information in and it'll automatically upload it there. Rumble is definitely going to be an option. I'm going to put all the links, whatever decision I do. Like I said, tonight I'm going to be doing a lot of switching over. I think I already got a Rumble channel. Like I really do. I know years ago I talked about doing Rumble, but I never did. But streaming will probably shift to Kick also because you can say some shit on Kick that you can't really say here with a lot less, shenanigans, without a lot less tomfoolery. I think that might have updated it. All right. Yeah, there we go. All right. If I could only be half the streamer R. Kelly is, my life would be great, right? And so the thing is, again, this has nothing to do with child safety. There was a great man, Mr. 88 himself, said a long time ago, if you want a country to get behind a movement, then all you have to do is say it's for the kids, and people will blindly get behind it because people don't think, right? Let's be honest. Half this country is extremely low IQ, right? Half this country is I don't understand how they function, right? And it's just like I said, it's going to be a lot of things. The world's going to get wild. I said there's going to be three types of people. I got distracted. But you're going to have people who are going to be sheep, and they're going to blindly follow the herd and do whatever, Big G says and Big I tells Big G to do. Then you're going to have people who are going to deviate and move to a more underground lifestyle, right? And they're going to be more tech savvy, implemented with, having to kind of get out there and do things. And you're going to have people who are going to just go off grid, right? So it's like what you have to do is room temperature. cold room temperature IQs. What you have to do is make a decision, right? And you're like, Honcho, it's just YouTube. They're just asking for ID. You just, you're really over exaggerating. You're really panicking. You're being real Alex Jones right now. You're being really over the top. None of this, it's going to happen. It's happening. It's happening. I am not anti-ump. Like, I'm telling y'all this. I have no problem. I do it all the time. I've done it. I've done it several times, right? I'll deviate from the plan. Like, I will go offline and I will mind my business and I will enjoy life. Like, there's so much more life out there. I don't need a lot of ridiculous, like, because let's be honest. The internet is a crazy place now. And then once they start, really restricting the content, it's going to be the dumbest shit ever. They're not going to give you informative shit. They're going to restrict sensible information that matters. They're going to restrict, older. The book burning is coming soon. Buy DVDs, buy VHS, buy DVD VHS combo, but buy you a VHS rewinder, right? And go buy some laser discs, right? If you can find some, go buy some damn laser disc if you can. But get physical media. Go buy you a DVD burner. Go buy you a CD player. Get off Spotify. Stop streaming. There's methods I would advise you quickly while you still can. If you're not a TikTok user, use it. There's a lot of that's where the cult, that's where the crew is in the TikTok. There's a lot of advice over there as far as how people are going to deviate, because that's the freest platform. And Instagram wants to do everything like TikTok, but allow you to have reasonable information. You buy that gas station meter, you're going to get a virus. Don't buy USBs from random people who are selling USBs on Instagram with 50,000 songs. You're going to get yourself fucked over because you're just going to put a fucking virus on your computer that you never see. They're going to keylog your shit and hack your shit anyway. But build your own libraries. Build and exchange libraries with friends and family. Like, it's going to be different. The communities are going to shrink. The online activity is going to shrink. The dummies are still going to be on there acting ridiculous, twerking and doing all the dumb shit. But, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and that's what most people are saying. Most people are saying they're going to leave and they're going to take a hit. They're going to take a hit. And then it's going to be a choice of, do we continue these restrictions? What's the motherfucking deal, Solis? Do we continue these restrictions or do we rescind these restrictions? But even in, they're going to find another way. They're going to find another avenue. They're going to find another method to try to get that information. Because once tiny hat people, they don't give an inch, right? They take a mile. You give them a centimeter, they take many meters. You know what I'm saying? The VPN, but don't even just think, and I'm an avid VPN user, but don't even think the VPN is going to say, it's going to take more than that. Your machine, every part of your machine, it gives off an ID, it gives off identification, right? And you can get this information from logging into a website. You can give off your machine, your GPU is going to give off a certain information. Your CPU is going to give off certain information. Your webcam is giving off certain information. Like, everything that you're doing is giving off identifying information. You know what I'm saying? About you. So you have to be extremely cautious about how you move, if you log in and you use the same size web browser all the time, you have to say your shit's always about, that gives away information. Like, there's so many different things that you have to be aware of when you're using certain platforms. And I'm not trying to go, if you're not that deep into it, it's not a big deal. But again, if you're just on here I just want to watch the silly kitty AI videos where they eat each other, that's cool. Do that. Enjoy that, right? How many videos have to be on your account that they consider a trigger for you being an underage viewer, for them to say, you watch one stupid kid AI video, you need some identification. You know what I'm saying? You watch one stupid ass, what are these little family videos these so-and-so families that the kids love to watch? You watch one of those. Is that a trigger for the AI saying you're not old enough? Are they measuring it against the shit that you normally watch? Like, there's no measurement. They're not telling you what the algorithm is to trigger that. Because it's a lie. It's not about your kids. It's not about the kids at all. It's about you. And again, it's about branding their cattle. You fucking goy them. About branding their cattle and putting their mark on you to make sure. Well, I can't remember what I want to say. It's not the Great Awakening. They might be calling it the Great Awakening. Either the Great Awakening or the Great Realization. It's something that they're calling that people are realizing that the people who wear the small hats are behind everything, right? The ones with the small hats and the weird dances are behind everything, right? So, again, yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to meet in person. We're gonna have to finally have that dead meet and greet. They'll probably send a fucking agent to infiltrate that. One of y'all might be an agent now. I don't know. If anybody's probably hiding. Shout out to Ryan Johnson. But it's like Saving Private. I guarantee that there's an adult educational film out there probably called Saving Ryan's Privates. I know it just from reading that. I just know. And don't ask me why my mind went there, because it did. That's why they need the ID verification. But again, I want to say it's the Great Awakening or the Great Realization. Anyway. But I will be posting in the Discord. I will be posting any information. And I know people are like, oh, it's not. Because what happens is once that switch flips, you either have the information or you don't, right? And you're on the outside or you're on the inside. So I'm gonna make sure I provide you, like I said, all the links are in this description of this video of Alternative Play. Revolt is a Discord-like program that's kind of more. This is not decentralized. There's one called Matrix. Once I get that kind of going, that one's more decentralized. So you can kind of say whatever you want to there. Because that was one of the great things about the Den. I'm a firm believer in freedom of speech, whether you agree with me, disagree with me, talk shit, whatever. Like I truly believe in true freedom of speech. Like without that, you don't progress, you don't grow. If somebody doesn't make you uncomfortable enough to get up out of your comfort zone and learn either to defend your fucking opinion or to understand why your opinion is fucking stupid, then you shouldn't be in that space. What they want to do, what the internet does now, and what they're trying to encourage is people be comfortable and content and everybody's beautiful. Oh, you're dying of heart disease, but you're beautiful. You're amazing. You can't fucking walk 13 steps, but you're amazing. You fucking go outside and you breathe air and the pollen's choking you and you're dying, but you're still amazing. Like, no. They're breeding weaker and weaker. The shit that they're pushing here in America, they're not pushing anywhere else, right? 335. Peace. Right. South American country. I gotta get up on my geography. Let's go to Colombia. You go to Colombia, you get fucking drugged, and you end up with like missing a spleen and a liver and all that good shit. But hey, it'll be worth the meeting, right? So you say there's a petition to stop the update before 3 days later? Because what, it's supposed to start tomorrow, right? Did he? Man, I haven't been watching the Astros the last couple of weeks. Like ever since they bent the Dodgers over and went raw, like ever since they the 4th of July, I've been lacking. Ever since they ever since they like really raw dogged the Dodgers and took a big risk of catching AIDS, you know it is in LA. And as they bent the Dodgers over a barrel and went deep, no pun intended, but pun intended, I haven't been keeping up. Not like I should. But yeah, but again, it's a situation where man, you say game content basically just for age group. That's what I'm saying. And that's what they're gonna do. Now you make a great point, right? Oh, these people are watching video gaming content. Well, video game content is centered towards children. Let's see, you're on that borderline, right? That's what I thought the parental advisory, the parental rating thing was for, right? To let parents determine what was good for their children. But now you don't know if you're a parent, your parenting skills do not qualify. They're not good enough according to the government. Your parenting skills are not quality, right? You're not raising enough mass consumers for us, and we need you guys to step out of the way and let us take control, because that's what they're doing in the schools. That's what they're doing with these policies. They're parenting the children for you, right? But you can't parent your own children, right? You can't parent your own children. Like, remember back in the day when you could slap the shit out your kid and it was okay. Like, you could slap the taste out your kid's mouth in public. I saw a video, and I'm gonna be honest, I hope they come and finish that. I hope they finish this fucking kitchen. I've been without a kitchen for like over a week, and it's terrible. Like, it's terrible, you know, because I just started getting really into the habit of like, not really just, but I've been cooking more, right? And just trying to do things, kind of expanding my horizons, like trying and making new meals. And then they come and destroy the kitchen. They don't show up for days. And then it's like, come on, man, like, you got to waste a bunch of money eating out. And it's just, it's very frustrating. So anyway, I said all that I don't even know why I deviated onto that. I'm mad. But tomorrow, either way it goes, I'm a test stream on Kick. For the sauce people, I was supposed to give a wink today, but like I said, I fucked everything up, switching over to Linux. And it's a lot of stuff I can't quite do yet on Linux, or it's just taking time. So I end up putting Windows on my other SSD. And so I have to dual boot. So I'm streaming through Windows right now. Delta Echo Golf, what's the motherfucking deal? And so then I had to like basically try to reinstall everything, try to get everything back going. So it's taking up a lot of time. So there will be sauce content at some point this week. Because I wanted to talk about the game yesterday. The good, the bad, and the ugly, if you remember the sauce. But I'm going to do a stream on Kick. Because I've been saving up content on the gram, and I need to download all of it before they delete all of it. And it's going to be very inflammatory, right? It's going to be, hey, Miss Bell, lovely Miss Bell joining us this evening. How you doing, Miss Bell? It's going to be very inflammatory. It's going to be very, but I feel like on Kick, I can say the shit I want to say. Like, because Kick is, I'm going to talk about a particular group of people, you know, my favorite group of people to talk about. And I've come to realize, too, that people don't really, I talk about everybody. Like, so when people like start chiming in, yeah, and I was like, I'll talk about you too. So don't ever get too comfortable. Like, yeah, I like talking about certain groups more than others, but it's like, you don't get to jump in and then say off the wall, I'm gonna start talking about everybody. But it's because something happened, and I want to talk about the downfall of SeaWorld, because we've been talking, especially about Gen X and millennials. SeaWorld has been bringing back the old, so they brought like Fat Joe. They brought out like Genuine. I think they brought it, or he's supposed to be coming. They brought out somebody. They've been bringing out a lot of older performers and having perform at SeaWorld. They brought out Trina. And I'm opening up the call line here in a few minutes. But they brought out Trina. Right? The original Sexy Red. Trina. But that's an insult. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for insulting Trina. Trina actually looks decent. Sexy Red look like my last bowel movement, right? Leonard, what's the motherfucking deal? Always good to see you. Right, oh shit. So they brought out Trina, and if you don't follow the Den on the gram, Instagram.com/Den Show Live. Everything's Den Show Live. I don't think anything's the Den Show. I think everything's Den Show Live. I think the Den Show is on Facebook, but I don't ever get on Facebook. So Den Show Live on TikTok, Den Show Live on Instagram. But I posted the video, right? Shaolin, what's the motherfucking deal? Good to see you, brother. Always good to see you. But I posted this video of Trina. And Trina's not the problem. It's the crowd. The crowd is the problem. The SeaWorld has fallen off. These bitches are twerking in Shamu's house. I mean, basically showing naked ass in Shamu's house. This is a disgrace to the whales. This is a disgrace to the seals, the otters, and the children walking around. I'm talking about bent over in the splash zone, damn near showing naked ass. I'll post a video in the Discord if some of y'all don't have the other social medias. But I'm like, Trina's out there performing, and I'm just kind of sitting there thinking like, all right, this is a family affair. They'll have decency. You know, they'll rock from side to side. They'll do that. Man, look, these bitches, like, and this is my thing, like, what kind of music do they think that Trina made, right? And I think most of the performers that came, and I'm not gonna lie, look, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a man, right? I'm a man. There was some ass out there. But there's a time and a place for ass. Okay? There is a time, a place, and a proper location for ass, and it's not at Shamu's house, right? But again, it was one group or one demographic of women and a couple of, a couple of those that were just having a time. I mean, literally bent over, shaking ass in Shamu's house. Bikini draws, you already know they ain't wearing the pro. They're not wearing one pieces and stuff like that. I mean, literally showing naked ass in Shamu's house. And then I posted it. And some goofy bitch gonna tell me, you get off on shaming black women. Them bitches should be ashamed of their fucking selves. Somebody got to have some shame in this camp. Somebody has to have some shame in this camp. Now, Asians are out of control. On the freeway, yes, the Asians are out of control, right? They drive automatics like stick shift. I don't know how they do it. I don't even understand it, but they are out of control. Okay, everybody, I turn now. But in this particular, the black women with black women blonde weave showing butt naked ass damn near. I mean, like, draw bikini bottoms in the ass. pH balance just off because you've been in the chlorine. Shamu didn't put the flipper or the seal and put the flipper over his eye. He don't even want to see the shit. This is a family event. Like, I genuinely believe, like, they went, I don't know if you got I ain't been to SeaWorld in a while, but I don't recall if there's additional tickets, to see the performers, or hey, you just go to a show like while you're there. I believe you just, you're there, you go to the show. There might be some extra special tickets, but it was nothing. And here's the thing. The people who were there who were other races were recording the black women like they were the animals. They just stand there and look at it. And it was terrible. And you say, how do you know they were doing it? Because they wasn't getting grinded on. They was grinding on you. These right here, they grind on the women butt first. They don't, when you're supposed to get you're supposed to have your partner give you the back support, and you're supposed to brace and get low, and she put that thing on you. That wasn't happening. It was the niggas trying to put the thing on the bra. That's a severe injury to your wrist structure type of person right there. Anyway, but yes, exactly. Shout out to Ms. Bill. Hit that like button. Like button is let YouTube know before they ask for your ID that you enjoy the content. But my thing is, and I know I deviate and I go all over the place, because I know I got to talk about a couple other things before we open up the line. Another weird thing that's been going on, besides the tiny hats taking control of your internet, and it's kind of cool because social media's gotten kind of lame anyway, right? Like, social media's gotten to the point where, remember, like, somebody used to make content, you're like, hey, that's good content. That's funny. That person is funny. Now what happens is a person makes content and then somebody goes and makes the exact same video that they do. And they call, it's a trend. No, that's stealing content. That person had an original idea, and now you still, like, social media's gotten real whack. Like, it's gotten really, really lame. You know what I'm saying? Believe it, Miss Grace. Believe it. I'm gonna post a video for y'all. I promise. Matter of fact, I'm gonna drop it in there while we're talking. Yeah, it's a terrible, terrible deal. It's crazy. It's really fucking crazy. No, damn, my nose about to start running. Like, I'm laughing and sneezing. I need to watch my kind. Hold on, I gotta get a towel. But yeah, it's wild. It's fucking wild. But yeah, hold on. Let me. Oh shit. Yeah. So sorry about that. Man, it it's wild. But then now instead of being original, they call everything a trend. Like, people literally will make the exact same content as somebody else, and call it, it's gotten whacked. So I'm looking forward to hopefully a lot of that dying off, but I don't think it will. It would be great if it did, but it's not. Here, let me see. I think this is the one. Let me post it up in. You know, Discord be trying to limit your deal. Ah, bullshit. Your file exceeds the limit. You know, and that's what I'm saying. Discord be trying to get you to pay for Nitro and all of it. Like, it used to be cool. But that Nitro shit ain't really worth it. Just it's not worth all the extra. Okay, let me see if I can do it without this, maybe. Cut this one off and try this. But nope, it ain't working. I have to post a link in the Discord to the video. But yeah, it's gotten relayed. But anyway, the new wildest thing I've said, and I know we have some educators in here, and people who put their children through the education system, the American education system. You know what I've seen a lot of? Again, a particular group of women, but women as in totality, complaining about paying for school supplies. Look, the school is fucking free, and they're teaching your kids the shit. Well, you know, it's trash now because your kids act like shit, but the school is free education. You can't buy the school supplies. You already treat the bitch like a fucking daycare, right? You'd rather pay for the fucking daycare, thousands of dollars a month. Look, buy the fucking school supplies for your kid. Like, people complain, I'm not buying 12 glue sticks. My kid ain't even using 12 glue sticks. Your kid probably eats the fucking glue sticks, right? We know, you know, little Rontavious ain't the sharpest tool in the shed, right? So, you know, we know his favorite crayon is the color red because red tastes the best, right? Like, we know that it's not gonna kill you. You'll go buy Jordans that you know ain't gonna fuck up. You'll go get them in these fucking outfits. You'll put these kids in these fucking shit instead of buying them some fucking Keds and some Oshkosh B'gosh. You'll put them in all this expensive shit so he can impress some other little dumb motherfuckers, but you don't want to buy him school supplies. Schools are already fucking broke. You don't go to PTA meetings. You know, you don't do anything in the fucking fundraisers. And now you don't want to pay for, and I mean, when I was talking about, I've seen several dozen of these quote unquote think pieces or non-think pieces of motherfuckers talking about, why do I got to pay for school supplies? Why do I got to, to send my kid to school for other kids? Your kid is the kid that's using other kids' school supplies, right? Like, it's wild. It's crazy. Like, this is for the fucking classroom. The teachers are broke, okay? And shout out to the good teachers, not the ones who are trying to wear these fucking skin-tight outfits to try to get a PTA daddy. Like, and I know women love to say, well, they just want to hate on black women. Bitch, you know what the fuck you was built like before you went to work in the fucking school, right? Yeah, find better attire, okay? Because if a man went to fucking school with some leather-tight crotch huggers, pressing his print, y'all call them all kind of fucking names. These bitches be going to school fucking, look, again, I get it. Some women have bodies that are more bodying than others, okay? But you know that, and then you know who you're working around, and you need to address that and fucking adjust accordingly, right? But anyway, when teachers ain't got no money, they spend all their money on the Lululemon now because the Lululemon started making plus sizes, so, you know, they buying the Lululemon now. And they can't afford it. They can't afford it, right? And they got to go out on the weekends and get drunk to get away from your children and think about all the bullshit your kids be doing all through the school year, and they don't want to deal with that shit, right? So it's a wild deal. But yeah, the women don't want to pay for school supplies. They're twerking at SeaWorld, showing Shamu all that ass. And it's really getting out of control. It's getting out of hand. There was something else I want to talk about. I can't remember what it was. I didn't jot down my notes because I've been trying to patch up and fix up. I'm gonna pull a late night tonight, getting a bunch of shit in order. I keep saying it, but I've usually been getting fucking pretty tired. I'm tired now, but you know, we're gonna switch things up. But excuse me, right? And using all the race because the mistakes they make. Them kids now, have you seen the new thing too? What they do now? Because these kids are not allowed in certain places. I want to say Texas one, and it's great. Like this is also what's pissing me off. The ones who are crying about, oh, my kid can't have a cell phone in school. Your kids are retarded. You don't need a fucking cell phone in school so they can sit there staring at YouTube that are going to need to be identified for here in a little bit. So they don't need a cell phone in school. So now they have these pouches, like these anti-phone pouches. And like these kids are trying to break the little phone and they're fucking their phones up. Like, and it's crazy. It's sad. It's almost like it's junkie-like behavior. It's real crackish behavior because don't judge me. All right, I can drink what I want to. It's real crackish behavior. Like they record themselves trying to fucking break into the, and they're fucking their shit up because you can't get into it. They put pencil to and all this kind of shit, trying to pry their fucking shit out, and they can't. The wild thing is, some of these stupid kids, I guess they're smarter than the other motherfuckers, they'll have two phones, right? They'll have two phones. So one to turn in to put in the pouch, and then they'll keep their other one. Oh, have y'all seen the video of the little bitches on the fucking first day of school passing around the bottle of Douce in the fucking girls' bathroom? It's like 10, 12 of them. And one of them stupid motherfuckers recorded because you got to record everything. We know who's raising these motherfuckers. Passing around, taking shots on the first fucking day of school. I say that I believe that a particular group of people are really the by percentage of the biggest alcoholics in the country because they can't do anything. They got to do drunk bowling. They got to do drunk karaoke. They got to do drunk this. They got to do drunk everything. Everything has to be involving drinking for them to socialize. But we don't call it alcoholism because one, niggas like to fuck on drunk bitches, which is disgusting. And then two, because we don't want to hurt anybody. So they're a bunch of alcoholics, a bunch of drunk, and they're passing that down to their children. Their daughters, basically. They see their mama doing it. They see their mama's turning up. Oh, the Don Julio. Oh, the woo, woo, woo. And they're fucking drunkards in fucking high school. And these weren't seniors, right? And I'm not sitting going to say like, oh, you know, I was in it. I never did. Yeah, I don't know, fucking weekends after football games. Yeah, you got a hold of a couple of beers. You might have got a hold of MD-20. Getting drunk in school, that's the most loser shit you could possibly do, right? Like, that's the most loser shit that you could fucking possibly. Getting drunk, you already don't want to be there. Why you want to be drunk while you're there, right? And it's fucking dumb, okay? And this from a motherfucker who got, I pulled some shenanigans in my day. I'm not even gonna go in that story right now. But it's dumb. It's super fucking stupid, right? And so then you record, like, these dummies don't even know not to record everything. You got everybody facing that motherfucker. The shit done gone viral. And now everybody's gonna fucking the math says drove me drink. On the first day of school, yeah, I had the numbers on the classroom. They were too hard to figure out, and I didn't know where I was going. I got distraught and I had to drink. Like, they are already all full of like, these kids fucking suck. They're like, look, and people can say what they want to say about me. Oh, you're too harsh. They're children. They're not children. Right? They're not children. They're evil fucking beings who are given too much information at a young, like, when we were young, we had to work to get information, right? It wasn't, let me Google this on my phone and now I know. Like, when you were given access to anything too easy, you're going to abuse it and not appreciate it, right? Like, to find out what our parents were doing or find out different shenanigans, to try to watch the Spice Channel when everything was fucking distorted and you had to try to look through the blurry. Like, you had to put in work to be a deviant when I was a kid. Now these kids just get on their phone again and it's nothing. It's nothing to it, right? That's why I'm a firm believer that kids should not have social media until the age that they can drive, honestly. Like, because they're a bunch of dummies and they all just follow what everybody, they do these stupid dances and this stupid stuff. And it's just like goofy shit and they don't know any better, right? Like, they have no personalities. They're fucking stupid, right? And again, I know some people gonna hunt you and have kids. I like, hey, well, don't let them be fucking stupid, right? Because that's the problem. And there's a few good ones out there, but it used to be good kids outnumbered the bad kids because bad kids came from bad homes and they saw their bad parents doing bad shit right in front of their face. And then those bad kids would kind of infect maybe a couple little kids around them and bring them over to the dark side. Now, all the parents say, don't shame me, don't judge me. All the parents are bad. And now all the kids are shit, right? So now you got them doing dumb shit like this. Also, absolutely. Look, here's my thing. I told y'all. Man, and it sounds fucked up because the reason why it sounds fucked up is because people don't put things in context. They still look at when they say, when you hear the word children, you think of your age when you were a kid and how it's not like that anymore. It's nothing fucking like that anymore. You're talking about little beings and little bodies that have access to adult information and don't know how to process it because but this is what they're doing, but you don't know why people do what they do. You don't understand the what they had to go through and all this. You just see them doing that and you want to do it too. And so their minds are fucked up. Their processors are fucked up. Their reasoning, their morals, everything is fucked up. And they don't give a fuck. You got a bunch of little selfish motherfuckers who just want to do what everybody else is doing. Me first. That's all they care about. But they come from a lot of selfish households and they see certain people doing certain things and it is what it is. The last thing, going back to the fucking school supply thing. And here's the shit. Cause I want to say I saw the same motherfucker who was complaining about school supplies also complain about there's these backpacks called like spray grounds or some shit, some stupid shit. Like, let's be honest, like we didn't care about. We back in the day, we wanted a JanSport. I wanted a fucking JanSport backpack. That was cool. That bitch was plain in the motherfucker. Like that was it. You maybe get a little Adidas backpack or something. Maybe a little, sporty backpack. That's it. It wasn't nothing crazy. This shit got all these crazy fucking designs. The bitches are too dumb to read the lists, right? The parents, niggas included, if they're a part of their child's life, are too fucking stupid to read the list. The list says clear backpack, bitch. You're gonna go buy the most artistic $100 fucking goofy ass bag. The kids are terrorists. They need clear backpacks. Just the same kind of backpacks you gotta take when you go to the fucking stadium, okay? So we can make sure you're not here to commit terroristic acts. Because we know you're a bunch of little fucking terrorists, right? But anyway, these motherfuckers, I've seen a bunch of, I bought my kid this backpack and they can't take it to school. What's wrong? What's wrong with the school is your kid attends the school. Your kid is the fucking problem, right? Your little raggedy bastard, that's your little crotch goblin, is the fucking problem, right? Because they put all kind of bullshit. They got fucking vapes in there. They got multiple phones in there. They need to be able to see the shit that the kids are bringing. They're obviously bringing alcohol into the fucking schools, right? It's crazy shit. But again, they motherfuckers buying these expensive ass backpacks, but you don't want to buy the school supply. Like they care more about how their kid looks than the information that their kid processes. Because your kid goes into the school and comes out dumber than before because they hang around all the idiots in school and you don't care. All you care about is, well, are they one of the cool kids? Yeah, and then they're one of the motherfucking cool kids in prison too. Like it's goddamn, like it's the parents. The parents are the fucking problem, right? Because parents nowadays don't want to discipline. They do not want to discipline. I was actually very happy. I saw. I wish they wouldn't post it, but I'm not gonna lie. It gave me a semblance of they still exist. They do exist. I saw a kid getting his ass whooped. And it was, of course, his daddy was doing the fucking whooping his ass because the little motherfucker got caught smoking, right? Got caught fucking smoking. He was telling his friends, oh, I'm smoking the Zaza. He's like, what it tastes like, huh? Little nigga tastes like that Zaza. Waka-ka! Whipping the fuck out of him. And then there's some people like, oh, that's reminiscent of slavery. It's the trauma being passed down from slave times to your children. No, it's called an ass whooping and it's deserved, right? Saw another video. A little more questionable. I'm gonna be honest. I did some trolling on that one too, but it was a dad whooping his daughter, or I think it was his stepdaughter. But he was beating that little bitch with a sock full of coins. Hear me out. I'm not condoning it, but as he was whooping her ass, he kept mentioning the fact that you're not gonna talk to me like one of your little friends. I'm not one of you, and I know how these kids can get. These kids don't have any fucking respect. And he probably let some shit go on too long, and that's his fault. And then he let too much anger out, right? Now, the mama was sitting right there eating chicken nuggets, right? Mama was right there eating chicken nuggets. So if she's allowing it to go on, because a lot of times mamas don't want to discipline. Like modern moms don't want to. If a father figures it, they'll let the kids get away with a bunch of shit and then I'm going to tell your daddy. So that way mama still looks like your friend. She still looks like the good guy, and daddy's the one to be feared. So mom over there eating chicken nugget, and I think she had chicken nuggets and ketchup is terrible. All right. I don't care. Like there's a, I'm going to say something, and some of you guys are not going to like what I'm about to say. You know that the Obamas have a podcast, right? Michael and Barry have a podcast. And I think Michael's other brother, whatever his name is, that's a. You know what they say? Here's the thing about it. And this is why I believe certain stuff that they say about Michael, Michelle, whatever, because real black women age wonderfully, right? Black women who actually take care of themselves, they age wonderfully. They age. Michelle, and not this Michelle, not the generic Michelle of the Den. Michelle is aging like fucking expired orange juice, okay? So I don't know, but Barry got on there and said something, and unfortunately, I have to agree with him. Unfortunately, I have to agree with him. I didn't want to do it. But he said something that I am in agreement with. I mean, that is, ketchup is for fucking kids. Okay? If y'all don't like it, we can step outside and fight. Ketchup is for children. Right? Ketchup is not a real condiment. Ketchup is sugar and tomato water. Right? Like, it's terrible. Ketchup does not enhance the flavor of any, it covers up the flavor. Okay? Ketchup does not enhance the flavor of anything. I don't care if you're talking about French fries, if you put it on hot dogs, I got major questions. Like, ketchup is not a flavor enhancing condiment. Ketchup is for children to get their sugar fix on fries and nuggets and all that bullshit, right? All right, I thought I was going to agree with him something something fundamental. Absolutely not. Definitely not agree with every black man needs to have a gay role model. I had a gay role model in college, and he modeled my role. Anyway, right? Like I am so fucking. I am so anti ketchup, bro. Like ketchup is like. And it's crazy how when you're younger, your taste buds are different. Like I used to hate onions when I was young. Used to hate mustard. Used to actually like mayonnaise. I heard the new saying, you got a little mayonnaise on your elbow. That's what people tell me now when I speak factually about black. I don't even have to be being like offensive. I could just say something truly factual about, you probably got mayonnaise on you. Shut the fuck up, bitch. But yeah, like now it's mustard, mayonnaise than ketchup. And I don't even like, man. Like mayonnaise is just a no-go for me at this point, right? Like but ketchup is just ketchup does nothing to enhance the flavor, of anything. So there's that. Anywho, all right. Oh, well, shout out to lovely Miss Sarah Lou. It was good to see you as always. I'm glad you could join us even for a little bit. This is what we're gonna do. What time is it? Let's sit down. Let's take some calls. Remember, make sure y'all guys get the link in the description, because if anything ever happens to the channel, if YouTube starts asking for IDs, I'm going to be moving everything over. So it'll either be on Rumble, it might be on that new player platform. I got an Odyssey account. I think I lost my shit to log into it. I'm gonna be, like I said, tonight should be a late night, and I'll be posting. I'll post everything in the Discord. So if you're in the Discord, I'll post everything in the Discord, any updates, any information, anything y'all need to know as far as that. So let me sit down. Let's take us some calls. Give me 1 second. I'm going to switch the screen up here real quick. Put a little music on for y'all. Then we're going to switch the camera. Then we'll take some phone calls. And let me make sure everything is connected. I think everything's all right. I think I did that beforehand. We'll see. It wouldn't be the Den if it wasn't for a technical difficulty. Text your Discord link. I got you. Absolutely. Will do. Spicy ketchup is a different conversation, okay? That's a different conversation. I'm just picking on ketchup. You know, spicy ketchup is a different conversation, but I don't want none of that either. But give me just 1 second. Oh, all over the world. You know what? You know what? Give me a second. Let me let the tiny terrorist in. Let me let the tiny terrorist in, and then we'll take some calls. Hold on 1 second. Surprised he was not at the door. That's cool. All right. Guess he figured, fuck yeah. Excuse me. Pardon me. Ooh. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's lower that a little bit. That's a little bit loud. Do, 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 do. So, like I said, we talked about a litany of things. We talked about, ID verification. And again, if it comes up and it says YouTube is asking you for your ID, do not comply. Okay. And it's crazy to say this as a creator because, people on this platform who do create, it's going to be a loss, right? It's going to be a L for a lot of people. But I would rather you have your sanity and your privacy, right? I tried it once, but something was going on where it wasn't acting right, right? So I have actually on the side of my screen, like right here, I have the vertical setup, but I tried it one time, once or twice, and the stream came out kind of janky. It came out really weird, and so I never got back to trying it again. Well, I didn't show those screens, so that's yeah. Let's see what we got going on. Oh, that's why that froze up. Okay, that makes sense. There we go. Let's see. Right. So, but yeah, like I said, I would not advise you to do it. There are alternative platforms, and so, like I say, in the Discord, what I will do is I'll share a variety of lists, other platforms other than YouTube. But again, especially if it happens here, I'm going to start streaming on Kick more so for a couple of reasons, right? Because one, Kick with revenue, I think they give you like 95% of your revenue compared to other platforms. I think Twitch is like 50-50. Because I'm an affiliate on Twitch, so I'm like eligible for monetization on Twitch. Like the day I got eligible for monetization on Twitch, I like stopped streaming. You know what I'm saying? I do well. TikTok is going to be closed in about a month in America, and they're going to change this app called M2. So they're definitely going to be monitoring all of that. So I don't know if I'm gonna fuck with that or not. Because I don't want to switch to a platform where, like, I like the conversation. Like, this is my therapy. Streaming is like my therapy. I get to just vent and, just get all the nonsense I've been thinking off my chest. Like, I don't want to be going to the streamers who are just like, pure, well, make sure you buy this, make sure you get it. I don't want to be one of them like streamers who are fucking, not be buying all that shit. Look, you gotta get this 4-in-1 utility knife. It does everything. It's got a flint. It's got a stabber. It's got a key. It's got everything you need to have. Yeah. So that's what you get. Buy you one of these right here now on the live. You can just click the little button below. Like, I don't want to be that guy. All right, but them motherfuckers been making bank. I could probably do that though. Like, I might try it though, just because I think it would be fun to play QVC. It might be fun, you know. And then like gaming, I am a terrible gamer. I think people will watch me game just to laugh at me, but I still talk. Like I'd have a platform where I'm free to talk shit. You know what I mean? Because you know my mind. If you've been here long enough, you know that I'm all over the place. And as soon as I just have a random off the wall thought, I gotta say it. I have to address it. And certain platforms, you know, they require more of a filter, and I don't filter myself successfully, right? Call me now for your free reading. When you call for the free reading, the reading costs you like $59. Miss Cleo was a gangster. Like that's what I'm saying. You know, like I was talking about earlier, the land of the free, right? And like, why are we even call it? We're no longer the land of the free. We used to be. The things that you used to love about America are dying, right? Because you can't call yourself the land of the free when your government is involved in everything. We haven't been the land of the free since the Patriot Act. Let's be for real. Let's be really honest about these things. And because it didn't impact most people, you know, people didn't really make it into a big deal. We haven't been the land of the free since those towers fell, right? And you wonder, you know, it's so crazy that with all of these things, there's always these connections to one particular group. Like the way I'm always harping on, you know, black women. And it's crazy because I love black women. I really, I love black women. And I say the things I say to separate black women, like black ladies, from black bitches. Because what's prevalent is black bitches get the microphone more than black women and black ladies, right? You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's three classifications. It's ladies, hoes, and bitches. The bitches get the most squeak, and they say the dumbest shit. I seen one broad arguing about don't tell black women about anything about their bonnets because y'all don't tell the Muslims anything about their hijabs. One is religious based, and the other is trash based. One is a lack of couth, and the other one is maximum couth, I guess you could say. Right? Like one is about preserving the body and not sharing my body. Because again, like to me, I think women are walking works of art. A woman's body is a work of art, right? Most of them. There's a couple of them. I'm gonna try not to be too slanderous this evening, but you know, and again, whether you are, you know, of average appearance, plus size, there's a limit on the plussing, right? Like when you start talking about mathematical pluses and algebraic plus size, and that's a different thing. And then, like I say, average to a certain level of slim, but then you could be like too skinny, which is disgusting. You look like a little prepubescent boy. That's not gonna work for me. I know some motherfuckers like it. Not my cup of tea. But the problem is black women are no longer like they're for the women who really don't matter or are irrelevant or the people who are really doing a detriment to society have more of a voice than good women. But the thing is, they also accost good women when good women speak, right? Because now it's, oh, you want to be a pick me and you want to be a this. And it makes it hard for certain black women, because black women, you want to have a community, right? You want to have a sisterhood, but all sisterhood ain't good, right? Just like men know every motherfucker in the brotherhood ain't good. Like it's now it's called land of the free because you get free stuff, right? Like it's not the land of the free if you're American. If you're it used to be an immigrant. It used to be. And I'm not gonna lie, like I say, it's a lot of stuff going on, and I was initially happy. Trump back, but he's doing some things that are very questionable, man. Like but again, they're all politicians. At the end of the day, the first term he wasn't a politician. The second term, once you've actually served as a politician, you're now officially a politician. The second term, he's a politician. And like I say, what I say about politicians, that they're all at some point in time, because you got to fuck somebody over to get ahead in politics. That's how it works. Right? That's how it works. So it is what it is. See, what I need y'all to do is like, I don't know what the lottery is. I even believe the lottery is rigged because there's a lot of questionable shit going on with that. But I need to win the lottery, right? I need to win the lottery so I can build a compound, right? And they'll try to tell you, you can't put a bunch of tiny houses on your compound. Build a lottery and build a compound, and then we'll just have like a little intranet. and all the good den folk, not all the den folks. Some of y'all cannot come. Some of y'all might can visit for a weekend, right? But you cannot stay. But we just build a community, and we just all have to exist in our own little community. I think that we have enough various personalities in the den that it would never be a dull moment. We'd all just, some people gonna look. We're gonna all have to pitch in. Somebody gonna have to handle chickens. Somebody gonna have to handle, cows. You're gonna need sheep. I don't know who can sew. That's a lost art. Are home economics still a thing? Right? I hope so. I hope so, Mr. Ryan. I hope so as well. Like, because to me, it's detrimental for YouTube and their bit. Like, I think advertisers are going to look at it, and what's going to happen is advertisers are going to look and say, okay, everybody's saying fuck that, and let's look at where everybody's going, because those platforms are going to rise. There's going to be a lot of other platforms that are going to supersede. And let's be honest. Like, YouTube is a monster, right? YouTube is a monster. Like, as far as, I think what they say, Google makes like $1 million every like 54 seconds or something crazy. Like, imagine Google's made, by the length of this stream, Google's made like 120 million fucking bucks, right? Like, if we do 2 hours, it's that, right? LaMel, what's the motherfucking deal? And it's like a situation where everybody's gonna have to play a role in the compound, though, right? So we're gonna have like somebody who can do the mass cooking. We're gonna have somebody who's gonna have to slaughter cows. We're gonna have somebody who shears sheep. We're gonna have chickens. We're gonna have meat rabbits. What else? We're gonna need, we're gonna need carpenters. You know what I'm saying? Men will handle those. We're definitely gonna handle those. But like, we'll I wouldn't say leave the women to the processing of the foods, but like, we just build a compound, right? We build a compound, and everybody has their role. And then in the evenings, when all the work shuts down, we'll have more than enough food to feed everybody. We'll know where our food comes from, right? It'll be healthy. It'll be raised, farm raised. It'll be grass fed. The cows, will shoot them from a distance, so they're happy cows, so the meat ain't stressed out. Definitely gonna need a butcher. Somebody's gonna do the majority of the cooking, right? I don't know who the best cook in the den is. I'm not gonna make any assumptions. I have my thoughts, but I'm not gonna make any assumption. Ms. Bell, you cannot make the tea because you don't want to put any sugar in the tea. We'll have sugar cane, right? We'll have real live fucking sugar. Like, I'll build a compound, and it'll be just no outsiders. We know who it's not. We'll have no outsiders, and again, you'd have to be a den member for a certain amount of time to be able to get in, and then to prove yourself. But again, it's just like, that's what I would do. Like, I'd do a little tour. I don't know, but again, it's pretty soon the tiny hats are going to come and try to take all the land. They're going to try to outprice everything. It's going to get ugly, right? And I'm glad, and at this point, I don't want to say I feel sorry for people who have kids, but your kid, and this is kind of something I've always thought about a long time, because I've always felt like America eventually, with seeing certain things, it was trending downward. And I'd hate to have kids who have to live through, like, those of us who got maybe 20, 30 years or so, you know what I'm saying? Do black men really live to 70? I don't know, right? I got about 30 years, maybe max, maybe a little more, right? I'm definitely on the other half of it. Like, I don't want to be too healthy to be on this motherfucker for 100 years. Like, I would say, but the kids who have to go up and have another 50 years, another 60 years in this, this is the Matrix, right? It's going to become a point where basically they're working to feed the system. They're batteries. You know what I mean? They're gonna 10 years for you. I believe it. You can feel it. You deal with the wrong bitch. You can feel about 10 to 15 years of your life just go. You can go into a new relationship and be just good. You're like, yeah. And by the time you leave that motherfucker, you feel. Look at me, right? Think about it. I went through the Obama, man. When I first started, this shit, it was not as gray as I need to go look at some of the original videos, right? I need to go look at some of the original. I'm gonna go back in time. I'm gonna do a rewatch session. That's what I'm start doing. I'm gonna go watch old. I'm gonna start off on Kick streaming old Den videos and just busting them down. Like this, it used to be major. Like it used to be like right here, like where it's with the amount of black. That's used to be the amount of gray. Then you go through some shit, right? You go through some things, and dealing with the wrong motherfucker will it just like Obama. Obama went in the fucking office. That motherfucker had black hair, he had a couple little gray hairs. That motherfucker came out Snow White. You know what I'm saying? Like it's shit. That man, and it's stress. It's what stress will do to you, right? Like stress will turn you gray, right? It'll fuck you over. But yeah, like this is terrible. I'm fucking 40 and I get it. Like as you age, you get grays and things like that. But this shit right here, this is not natural. Like at 40, it should be maybe half of what it is in gray. It should be like there should be some little gray patch. Like it should be more oncoming. This is stress related gray, right? This is frustration gray. You know what I'm saying? That's what this is. Like this shit here is terrible. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. It's we're gonna find out. Like I say, we're gonna find out tomorrow. You're gonna start seeing an impact. I would be eyeing other platforms because the other platforms are gonna be honest. 12. What's the month? Oh, well, how are you doing this evening, man? You know what I'm saying? It's like that's what he went through the stress of if you want to call it running a country, and he came out super great. Shit, stressful interference, stressful relationships, stressful situations will cause you early. I knew a nigga, and I remember his name. I knew a nigga. I'm gonna look him up after the stream. Jabari, what's the motherfucking deal? I knew a nigga who had a full head of gray hair in the 7th grade. I remember this in typing class. Well, full head of gray hair. And I was just like, what is this nigga gone through? And like this nigga done seen ghosts for real. Like, I'd be turning back because he sat behind me. And, they put the little sheet over your hands so you don't look at you when they were trying to teach. I used to cheat all the time. I still be looking at my shit. And I just turn around and look at the nigga. Hey, what's wrong? Like, we give him a hard time because he was definitely sure because he was a very chunky boy. Right? He was a very chunky boy then. And he was a very chunky boy. And he had a full head of gray hair. Like, how do you recuperate? Like, how do you bounce back from that? Right? How do you bounce back from that? So I don't know. Shout out to the lovely Miss Sarah Lou. Glad to see you back. How do you bounce back from that? You know what I mean? I've been shenaniganery on TikTok, but like you have a head full of gray hair at what is that? What is 7th grade? 12, 13, something like that. I don't know. What is it? Somewhere around there. Wolverines, what's the motherfucking deal? Shout out to Wolverines for liking my little memes that I post on the gram. Always appreciate it. But yeah, how do you bounce back from that? Let me see. It's something else. I don't know. I took a note somewhere. There's something else I'm talking. We talked about shaking ass for Shamu. We talked about YouTube and the upcoming thing. And again, it's not just YouTube. So make sure y'all are following all the links shared below. Because eventually Discord's supposed to do it too. And it's crazy. The reason why it's so crazy is because all of these companies kind of came out at the same time saying they're going to do this age verification thing in the same day. Again, I don't know if y'all ever watch. Y'all might not be big South Park. I love fucking South Park. All right, South Park is the GOAT. And I said something the other day. I gotta do a top 10 list of the greatest animated characters of all time. but I know Randy Marsh is at the top of that list. Okay, it's Randy Marsh, and then Dale Gribble, right? It's Randy Marsh and Dale Gribble. Third or fourth is either Bender or Roger, right, from American Dad. So that's like either 3 or 4. 5, it's gonna be one of the H. John Benjamin characters. It's either gonna be Bob Archer or Coach McGurk, right? And because I posted this thing on Threads that when people were arguing about the Boondocks. Don't get me wrong, I love the Boondocks, but one, I don't think Boondocks had enough body work, and that last season wasn't that great, right? And because you're talking about 5 seasons compared to shows that got 12, 15 seasons, shit like that. And then my beef with the Boondocks is like Riley might have been was probably a better, more notable character. Like, we're talking quotables, right? And Riley's quotables was pretty much "nigga, you gay," right? Huey had some stuff, but his quotables weren't just the best quotables. So if anybody had the best quotables in the Boondocks, it was Uncle Ruckus. So like I'd have to, like, cause that's how I base a character, like who's had the funniest scenes and who had the who had the funniest scenes or best quotables, right? That's how I look at the characters. Randy Marsh by far has had the funniest. I thought this was America. Has had the funniest fucking scenes, had the funniest fucking quotables from being a geologist all the way to the whatchamacallit, right? You said Riley did, right? But like I say, because somebody's arguing like, oh, you don't got Boondocks. Like, I don't know if I have a Boondocks character in my top 5, right? And this, again, no hate to the Boondocks, but if any character's in my top 5, top 10, it's Uncle Ruckus. Like, if we're just talking about standalone, like imagine the Boondocks without Uncle Ruckus. It loses about 30% of its comedic oomph. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't even like you got, but without Uncle Ruckus, like, you just don't. You know what I'm saying? You just no family. I'm gonna be honest, man. Family Guy. I don't know. It just. I'll watch it, but Family Guy. It's something. I don't. It was somewhere along the way that it just lost it for me. And I think when I started watching more American Dad than Family Guy, like American Dad to me was a better show, right? Because especially just because Stan is like, because they're like American Dad. Everybody kind of stood on their Sweet Berry, the pistachio pilfering princess herself. How you doing? What's the motherfucking deal? Good to see you. But like Family Guy, their characters wavered too much. Like they didn't really, I won't say they didn't stand on certain principles, but it's like at any given moment they were up to some off the wall shit, and all the flashbacks, like all the remember, like that kind of got watered down for me. Rick and Morty early on, right, would have, if old buddy wouldn't have got caught up in the shenanigans scandal and he was still there. Now it's kind of, it's like it changed. It's not the same. You know what I'm saying? So, but Rick and Morty was one of my favorite cartoons. Like, I was fucking with Rick and Morty before motherfuckers thought it was cool. Like, when it first came on, motherfuckers, oh, this weird ass show. And then it became cool, so everybody thought it was cool. So I don't like, there's a, Rick's probably somewhere in there, but I don't know. Luis from Bob's Burgers is in my top 10. If no other Bob's Burgers character, Bob Burgers is probably one of my favorite cartoons though. It's even from day one. Again, that was another cartoon that people weren't really fucking with early on. Bob's Burgers is the fucking one-liners, the timing. It's an awesome fucking show. But yeah, what were we talking about? We talked about shaking ass for Shamu. We talked about the tiny hats and the YouTube identification. We talked about the moms not wanting to buy school supplies, but they want to buy these fucking expensive backpacks, and they get mad about the backpacks so the kids can't wear the backpacks to school. We talked about the little bitches drinking alcohol and stuff. Like, at this point, we have to acknowledge that girls are worse than boys. Girls are worse than boys. No, see, cartoon. Here, let's talk about this. I'm glad you said what you just said, Michelle, because you're a terrible person. Women like you are terrible people, right? Because here's the thing: women love to use video games and cartoons to qualify a man and a man's nature, right? But women will watch soap operas and these unrealistic ass shows to the death of them. They'll watch the Sex in the Cities. They'll watch all these shows that are pure defilth. If you watch television, you don't have a place to speak on people who play video games. And we can have that argument as long as you want to. Actually, people who play video games are better than people who watch TV. People who watch reality television cannot judge a person who watches cartoons, right? Because reality TV is scripted. We all know it's scripted, and we all know the outcomes are not genuine. We know the producers are behind the scenes influencing motherfuckers, getting them drunk in the Flavor of Love house. Like, we know that none of this is real. So my thing is this: I would rather watch and consume something content-wise that I know is unrealistic through and through, right? And I don't have an expectation of what's the word I'm looking for? Sensibility, right? If you watch neither, if you watch that, you can talk about everybody. You can shit on everybody. I only read books, you low-life motherfucker. I refuse to watch any of this tomfoolery, you despicable ruffians. But if you Dre, what's the motherfucking deal? Yeah, Housewives, where they had like it was Basketball Wives. It was like Basketball Wives, and none of them bitches was wives to any basketball players. They were like jump offs and side chicks, like that type of stuff. Like that automatically loses me. It's like if I watch a show and it's supposed to be based in reality, as soon as I see something unrealistic, like that's why I can't get into a lot of these cop shows, right? Like, because the shit that they be doing be so unrealistic. It's like, you know what? I'm cool on that. Like, because I expect the story to make sense. I expect there to be a level of continuity, and it'll just be something off the wall. Oh, we got this clue, and we figured it, and we just solved this crime in 13 minutes. When in reality, Rick, what's the motherfucking deal? When in reality, you got to go get this evidence process. It's going to take 2 or 3 months. You case and got born and cold, but they find ways to just put it all in one episode and make it seem, whatever. They just make it seem like it's so good. I can't get into it because my mind, in the back of my head, is ticking. This is not how it works. This is not how these things go. This is how, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't do it. But people who create these shows have a way of getting you hyped, right? You know what I'm saying? Spicy Jeff. Look, that's another thing, because they're talking about trying to ban anime. And shout out to the Japan. They're like, they're doing a movement talking about keep anime Japan or something Japanese, something like that. I don't get into the wild animes. Like, I can't, there's some wild shit going on. Lucy in the Dungeon of Dolls and some weird shit. I mean, I'm just making shit up, but it'll be some crazy off the wall shit. But there are animes tell better stories than anything that you're getting on American television, right? And the reason why I say this, a lot of anime is about overcoming some type of moral dilemma or some personal problem and becoming better for it. Now, yeah, you get some said superpower, some wild stuff, which is akin to American superhero shows and shit like that. But the way the Japanese storytelling, the way that they portray emotions through animation and through drawing, like it's like you can't replicate that. You know what I mean? So it's wild. But getting back to bashing on Michelle, women feel superior to men because they watch these crazy shows that they deem as mature, but it's the goofiest shit. It'll be bitches who be watching Zeus Network. Like, hey, can't no bitch who watch Zeus Network tell me nothing about the content I consume. Literally, you got these bitches called baddies, which most of them are obese, morbidly obese, makeup wearing women who look terrible that just get together and fight, right? They get together and they fucking fight, right? That's all they do. They just fight each other. So one, when black women get mad, when black men say or anybody else says shit, y'all don't even like each other. Y'all beat each other up on site. Y'all like fucking pit bulls. They get these bitches. I saw a midget fighting one time in one of the little auditions. Like, how the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, and you get these baddie shows and these other dumbass shows and these crazy ass titles and, this shit. And then, they'll talk about it for the, did you see what Raquanda did? She pulled that bitch wig. She whooped her. They have fight rooms. Right? Like they have room. Let's go in the living room and fight. And then the bitches, you see wigs getting snatched, lace fronts getting unlaced. You know what I'm saying? And these bitches get out there and start brawling like niggas and then be mad when niggas be like, who the fuck wants that? All right, look, I don't want my bitch to be like no fucking man. All right, and then bitches like, that's the downfall of society because you see bitches by the thousands, right? Promoting this ghetto hood rat fucking shit, right? Like, and fucking promoting this shit. And the Zeus Network just making money off there. They ain't getting no money. They ain't getting no bread. But you tell these people, well, she got 1,000 fucking million followers. So that bitch don't know what the fuck she doing. They following her ass to fucking laugh at her ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, terrible content, right? If you want to watch good fighting, watch the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. That is the greatest shit going. Get you Fubo. If you need a Fubo account, holler at me. I'll get you one at a real good price. That's my favorite shit to watch. Bare knuckle fighting is, I came here to watch a fight. It's better. Like, I don't know if y'all watched the other day, Netflix, Jake Paul. And shout out to Jake Paul for trying to do something different, right? It didn't turn out very great. But remember, Jake Card had the all-female fight card. He paid him more money than ever, and they did it on Netflix, right? And I want to say it was 5 fights on that card. I watched the whole thing, trying to be supportive. I think they had Layla Ali talking and somebody else talking. Not a single knockout. Nobody got knocked out. Every fight went the fucking distance. White Persuasion, what's the motherfucking deal? Every fight went the distance. And it was not great. Like, it was some bitches on there that could fight. And they were, it was cool. But every fight went to, like, I want to see at least one knockout. Like, I want to see at least one. I don't understand wearing a wig, period. Like, I don't understand any bitch wear wigs to the fucking pool. I don't understand wearing, like, the level of, and the if you just want to understand women taking up for other women's bullshit and backing their bullshit, all you got to do is watch a woman go to or participate in an activity, a high energy activity, and her weave or her wig or weave fall out or wig fall off. Illusion, what's the motherfucking deal? Good to see you. And you see her weave or wig fall off, and another woman will run and grab it and help her cover her head till they can get someplace to put her. Like, bitch, we know you ain't got no fucking hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you going to Jamaica and getting in the water, letting the Jamaican man rub the shit on your leg, you know what I'm saying? Filling all up your ass crack, and then jump in the water, and then when your shit come out, you want to look goofy. Like, why put yourself in a position for that to happen? Like, do you not think before, if I go out to the pool and I actually decide to get in, there's a high possibility this glue comes undone, this wig comes off that is not properly secured. Like, why? Like, this is something, the thoughts that you should process beforehand, but yet people still do it, right? That is the greatest thing that's happening. You say, man, at the AI video. I love AI videos. They're like, it's the ultimate AI videos are hilarious, right? The fucking gorilla ones are hilarious. Like, again, they make the same shit about niggas. Niggas don't be tripping. Niggas be laughing at the shit. The crazy ones now are the babies. Like the baby, they got the babies in the Louis Vuitton doing all that shit. Ah, man, put me back in the womb. My parents was broke. They knew they lived in the projects. They knew that before they came. Like, that shit is a Yeti. Didn't they have a Yeti and a Bigfoot? Like, the Yeti and the Bigfoot was hanging out. They got commercials and shit doing that shit now. But the fucking dildos on the court is hilarious because it's more than one culprit, right? Because there's more than one and it's hilarious to me, right? It's fucking hilarious. And first they were green. I think they threw a purple one the last time. It's been like 4 or 5 of them, right? They've caught like 2 of the people that did it. And then they were talking about possibly not entertaining, not having fans. Hello, Broderick. What's the motherfucking deal? Of course, Broderick on the most colored people of colored people time. Good to see you. But they're throwing the dildos on the court, and they're talking about possibly not having fans at games. For so you guys going to kick like 7 people out and just not sell those 7 tickets for $6? Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, it's it's funny, but let's be honest, bro. Nobody's throwing those fucking dildos. Those dykes are wearing the dildos and they're falling out of their shorts, right? They play better D when they get the fake D. You know what I'm saying? When they bring the fake, like, because when they press up another against another bitch leg, she's like, oh, she hesitates for a second. What is that, right? And so that's what's happening, right? Again, for everybody who weren't here, who didn't get in here earlier, I put links in the description. There will be some kick streaming coming soon, probably tomorrow if I get everything else done tonight. I'll be in the Discord after this because I'm going to be transferring a lot of stuff over. Tomorrow is the day they're supposed to start the YouTube ID stuff, right? And again, without any real system or method as to how they're going to determine, you know, who's eligible, who's old enough. And because think about it, a lot of you let your kids use your accounts, or they might get on your. So imagine your kid watches a couple of videos on your account, then they send you an ID verification thing because the AI thinks that it's a kid on your account. Like, how do you determine? How do you determine? Again, if you watch gaming content, if you out looking for some clues on how to be a better gamer, or how to do something that they may deem childish, you might be looking up something for your kids. You may have to build this for my kids or something, and they send you a YouTube verification. So to be prepared in anticipation of that, I put links through there. Eventually, they said Discord's supposed to do it. YouTube's supposed to start tomorrow. There's a couple of them. Spotify's supposed to be doing it. So I've already kind of been working on some alternative situations. Revolt, the Revolt link is the alternative for Discord. So if Discord ever does get on their shenanigans, you know, we have a similar platform for that. I'm testing that out in Matrix. Matrix is supposed to be fully decentralized, so we can get back to that real original Den show, freedom of speech. Rumble is an option. I'm gonna check out. I feel like I already made a Rumble account. Yes. Rumble is an option. Oh, you're too lazy at the moment. I'm not keeping shit up for you, Michelle. I'm gonna delete them right now. Let me see. What else? So, like I said, some of these other platforms, like I said, there's another platform supposed to be. I didn't put that link in there. I'm gonna post all the links in the Discord as well. Because there's supposed to be another platform called Player that's up and coming, and that allows you to take all your YouTube content and put it over there. I had it on something called Odyssey, but I lost because Odyssey was supposed to be doing something with like crypto, and this was like years and years ago. It probably would have stuck with it, probably worth something now. But I lost like my login shit to it, so I don't have access to it when I left a lot of my equipment and shit. Let me see what else. But yeah, I'll be posting links to keep updated. So again, I'm posting these things proactively, so that way, if something ever does happen, then we still have that access, right? The community still has the access. The community still can come together. Come together. So I'm trying to see what all we talked about. Did we talk shaking ass for Shamu? Talk about tiny hats want your ID and why they want your ID. It's not for kid verification. We talked about the little bitches drinking alcohol in the stall on the first day of school. We talked about bitches not want to buy school supplies. We went on a rambling about cartoons and the top cartoon characters. Let's see. What else? I think we covered a litany of topics today, right? I think we covered quite a bit. So let me think. Let me think. Let me see. Yeah, she could easily do that. You know, she's trying to exercise some form of Caucasian privilege. I think. I feel like it's something else I was supposed to mention. Something else I was supposed to talk about. Oh, I told y'all I posted a video. I'm gonna put the link up in the Discord for y'all for the video to watch the other video. And of course, the last Negro to show up out of everybody. 1 minute before it's time to wrap it up. Professor Trill. What's the motherfucking deal? So this is what we're gonna do though. So I'm going to slide into the Discord. So if y'all want to keep this conversation going in Discord, because I'm gonna be in here for a little while. Like I said, transferring a lot of stuff over, making sure that this content is up on other platforms so that it can still be accessed ID free. I'm advising each and every one of you who is listening to this, if you ever get a notification, if you get a notification tomorrow saying that YouTube wants your ID, do not comply. Do not put your ID into the system because it's not safe. Because the thing is, it's not just about ID verification. Oh, well, I'm just trying to verify. The thing is, they don't have a safe method of holding on to your information. These things get hacked all the time. These things get exploited all the time, and then next thing you know, all of your information is on the dark web. Now you got accounts being made in your name. You got insurance claims being made in your name. You get your house deeds stolen. These are things that are happening all the time, right? And I pray that none of this ever happens to any of you guys. But these are things that are happening every day, right? And it's because these platforms are demanding certain things from you, but they don't have the ability to secure that information. And if you can't protect my information, why am I giving it to you, right? Think about it. It happens all the time. It's from who was the major ones? It was Facebook, Apple, and somebody else earlier this year. I can't remember who that third party was, but you would think Facebook, big huge platform, Apple, big huge platform. Um, you know what I'm saying? Like it's it's something that you have to be concerned about. So it's not just about it's not a conspiracy theory. This is a protect yourself situation. Um, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and the thing with PSAs is that some people take the advice and then other people have the information and they still crash out. And I believe that you're one of the people that are going to crash out, Michelle. But anyway, so yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna slide over here into the matter of fact. Hold on, because I told you I had to dual boot a bunch of shit, so now I had to reinstall everything on Windows. I didn't want to come back to Windows, but the only way I could get it back up and streaming quickly in the manner that I wanted it to was that I had to put it on. What the fuck is going on with Discord? All right, give me a second, because like I said, I had to reinstall it, so I may have to redo that. I may just get in there on my phone, and then we'll go from there. But with that being said, it's about time. Get ready to wrap it up. I want to thank all of you who have been in here. Whether you caught it in at the last couple of minutes or whether you've been in here the entire stream, I appreciate each and every one of you. I thank you all for participating in the conversation. Make sure you hit the like button, right? The like button lets YouTube know, at least for the next couple of days or so, that you do enjoy the content on this channel. Make sure you're following on all the proper platforms. All of them are listed in whatchamacallit. All of them are listed in the description, right? So the Instagram, make sure you're following Den Show Live on the Instagram. Make sure you're following. If you're a TikTok user, you follow Den Show Live on TikTok or follow me at Honcho HTX on TikTok, Ed Honcho HTX on Instagram. Post shenanigans on both platforms. Make sure you're following on Kick. Because like I said, I plan to do some streaming on Kick. I have an outrageous stream I want to do on Kick that I don't even think they're going to let me do on. Well, I'm going to say they won't let me do it if I want to. They just may ban it or people may get upset. But Kick being a platform with a little bit more freedom of speech. Because I got a bunch of content that I've been saving up from Instagram that I'm like, what am I going to do with this? And so a bunch of videos to kind of point out some things that I've been wanting to talk about. Or that I talk about often, but it works better when you guys have. I think y'all believe me more when I provide you visual proof versus. I mean, hit the dislike button. I don't give a damn. When I provide you visual proof, because sometimes I think I'll be like, Hunter just be making shit up. I absolutely do not. I need to provide video proof so that we get a better understanding of things. So, with that being said, I'll just get on the phone and then, like I said, I'll dive in there from the whatchamacallit. Y'all know the saying goes, don't meet me there, beat me there, or whatever. Yeah. And I'll catch y'all in the motherfucking Discord. All right. So again, all y'all take care of yourself. And like I said, I'll still be going live on YouTube as long as it's going. But if too many of y'all tell me that y'all getting the ID things or anything like that, again, relate a message in the Discord. I'm not going to encourage you to do that just for my sake. So we will change platforms if we gotta do something differently. However, it got to go. Some of us may have to learn some slightly new technology. I'm trying to do things that are similar to technologies that we're already using, so that way it's not a big carryover. Remember, go buy DVDs. Go buy a DVD burner if you ain't got one. I know a lot of new systems don't even have disc trays of the what's the proper word for them. Like I said, I don't think either one of mine have. I don't think I have I don't think I have a fucking this thing on either one of my fucking. I don't even think there's room for one on this motherfucker. Now that I look at this case, that's crazy. I couldn't install one on this bitch if I wanted to. That's wild. So get you an external CD burner, DVD burner, whatever. Go buy your DVD player. Go buy your VHS player. Get you a combo DVD VHS. Start collecting physical media because this is just the beginning of the sign of the times. Learn how to use the Pirate Bay. Learn how to bring back Napster and LimeWire. Like this is like for me, this is the golden age because this is just like the internet as I knew it as I grew up on it. So I'm loving what's about to happen. But for most people, it's going to be a new transition, or some people have gotten so comfortable that they've forgotten the technologies, that we used to use to do these things. So all I'm saying is that this is going to be the first step into a great change. Stop using the subscription platforms because again, one, what's this that they say that a lot of these people say with buying isn't owning. I don't know, again, this has been a big thing in the gaming community. So if buying is not owning, then pirating is not stealing. That's the way I look at like straight up. And again, it's the big companies that drew these terms. If you're telling me that I get on here and I pay, $60 for a video game, $100 for a video game, but technically I don't own it, right? They're telling people certain games that have expired, like they don't have online services anymore because they've shut down the servers. They're telling people that they have to delete those games, right? So if you're telling me that I don't own this game, then if I steal it, if I pirate it, then it's not stealing it, right? That has to be the logic. Because if I buy it and I exchange monetary value, a promissory note for the exchange of something to have access to this, and then you tell me, well, when I'm done dealing with it, it's no longer a thing. Well, maybe I want to enjoy it a little bit more. So if I do it this way, it's not. Stop killing games. There you go. It's not. It's not stealing. This is a continuation of life, if you will. This is a borrowing, if you will. So again, I'm not telling you to do anything illegal, but I am telling you to live your best life. So with that being said, y'all be cool like y'all be cool. I appreciate each and every one of you, man. I love y'all. Y'all please take care of yourselves. I flip that number. And with that being said, meet me in the Discord. All right. And I will send Mr. Lou, I'll send you a link. Yeah. Y'all ain't got to go home. But y'all got to get the fuck up out of here. I don't know where my link is to close the thing. All right, there we go. Right. Right. Doctor say I need a backiotomy. Yeah, look, if you got vinyls, if you got cassette, look, buy it all. I'm serious, like whatever form you have to keep physical media, because they can't alter the physical media. You better keep that shit, right? You better keep that shit. Rusty shot. I was talking about Dale was the second greatest cartoon character of all time. So again, starting to produce. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Until mañana. And again, follow the links in the description. Those would be the alternate platforms, alternate services, whatever else it may be, if anything happens. Because tomorrow is going to be a major day. I think there's going to be a significant impact. I don't think it's going to be early because a lot of kids will be at school, but I think once a lot of kids get out of school and things start happening, there are going to be accounts. Oh man, it's been wild. Well, we'll talk about it because it's only going to get wild. But all right, I'm out. I'm out for real. For real. For real though. For real though. I'm gone. Give me another slice of greasy pizza.